So I wanted to talk about a particular device today. This is going to be chip of the day. And it's down here. But first let's talk about what it does in this particular circuit, and that will help us learn about why you would want to use one of these devices. So this is a switching power supply. What is this thing? This is a 3.3 volt, 15 amp power supply. All right, pulled it out of some piece of equipment. And I've gone through switching power supplies before. There's a rectifier, high voltage DC. You pulse modulate it into a transformer, goes out the other side and gets rectified back down. What we're going to talk about today, though, is the front end. So the electricity comes in here, and there's a few components before it actually reaches the switching part of it, okay? So we're going to talk about that. So this is where the AC comes in. There's a capacitor here, there's a choke, a common mode choke here, another capacitor. There's a yellow thing there and a green thing there. And those are the two devices that I want to talk about today. This one I've already made a video on. This is an MOV device, metal oxide varistor. And we're going to talk about this device today, which is an NTC. We'll talk about what that is. And then here's the bridge rectifier and the whole rest of it. So this is a really nicely designed thing. So it has a lot of protection features, right? It has a fuse down here, so that's a protection feature. It has the MOV, that's a protection feature. This one also has a thermal switch on the side. So if the heatsink gets too hot, it actually disconnects the AC power. So it has a lot of protection devices on it. So let's take a look at a schematic of this. So here's the line neutral ground coming in. Here's the temperature switch that's normally closed, and if the heatsink gets too hot, this opens up. The fuse, and then there's an RFI filter, capacitor, inductor, capacitor, so pi network. This is a common mode choke to take out any common mode stuff. Now this really, I believe, works mostly in this direction. It's to keep all this nasty switching noise from your line, not the other way around. But it does work both directions. So here's the MOV device to take out any transients, and then here's the bridge and the rest of the switching power supply. This is what's called an NTC. This is a power thermistor. It is a temperature regulated resistor. Okay, so we can think of this as a resistor, and it varies on its temperature. Okay, so why would you want to have such a thing? Okay, well, when you first turn these things on, they can take a lot of current. So if you've ever had a piece of equipment where you turn it on, then you'll blow your fuse or you trip your breaker or whatever, it's because there's inrush current. And there's this large inrush current charging this big capacitor here. You get a big inrush current, and you want to limit that. So you put a resistor in here to limit that, but then that resistor drops a whole bunch of voltage and it's not very efficient. So what if you had a magic resistor that was resistive when you turn things on, and then after some time it becomes non-resistive and it just looks like a dead short? Well, that's what these things do, okay? So that's what we're going to talk about today. So here are a couple. These happen to be green. The MOV devices that we took a look at are yellow, but these are green. I don't know if they're always green, but I've seen a lot of green ones in my day. So there's different sizes. So this one handles small currents. This one handles larger currents. All right. So yes, they are resistors. So let's measure their resistance. All right, let's measure the little one here. Let's see how he measures. And he's measuring about 4 ohms. And let's measure the big guy. The big guy is measuring about 5.6 ohms. So you can imagine having a 5 ohm resistor in series. That would definitely limit your current. All right. So let's take a look at the data sheet on these things. All right. Power thermistor for limiting inrush current. There you go. A recommended application, switching mode power supplies. Electric motors. It's nice to have a soft start for an electric motor. Transformers, projection halogen lamp to reduce the to increase the lifetime of the lamp. When you first turn them on, they're cold, and they can take a big shock when you hit them with electricity. And so having a nice gentle turn on is nice for the halogen lamp. All right, there's a bunch of numbers here, but here's the one that we've got. We're going to talk about this little guy here, okay? And he is a 2R55A, and he is 2.5 ohms when he's cold. All right, so that's that number. It can take up to 5 amps, so it can handle 5 amps. And then this is the ohms when hot. So it starts at 2.5 ohms, and then it drops down to 0.12 ohms. So that's what that thermistor does. It starts out at a high resistivity, and then it lowers itself when it gets hot. And it doesn't take long to get hot. And we'll ignore that one for now. It's a capacitance value for the inrush current and stuff like that. All right, so let's go ahead and try one of these out. What we'll do is we will put 3 amps through this device and watch its resistivity change. Okay, so let's set that up. All right, let's talk about this device. It's supposed to be 2.5 ohms when it is cold, and putting 3 amps through that. So resistive times current, that would be 7 volts, 7.5 volts, okay? And then we'll have a 7.5 volt drop across that resistor. When it goes down to 0.12 ohms at 3 amps, it'll drop down to 0.36 volts. So we'll start at 7 volts and we'll drop down to 0.3 volts, something like that, right? All right, so that's what we're going to set up to look at here. All right, so I'm going to be using an analog meter. We are at a 10 volt scale, so 10 volts full scale. We will see it come up to about 5 volts, and then it'll start to drop as the device warms up. So let's do that. Turn it on, and there we go. It started out, and up, there we go. We're heating up, we're heating up, we're heating up. Now we're below, let's see, we're around 1 volt now. And we're down, keeps going, keeps getting hotter and hotter. It's continually dropping. We'll change ranges. We're down here around 0.7 volts now. And as the thing heats up, we'll get lower and lower and lower, okay? So, it's sort of self-regulating, right? With a certain amount of power going into it, it's going to heat up, but then as it becomes more and more conductive, it won't heat up as much. So it will regulate to some voltage, and this one's regulating to about 0.56 volts, something like that. So you can see that it was started out with 2.5 ohms, and now it's dropped down to something pretty good. So we have 3 amps at 0.56 volts, 0.56 volts, 3 amps. So it's 0.18 ohms. Okay, so we've gone down to 0.18 ohms. So that's a nice number. All right, now imagine that resistor, thermistor, whatever you want to call it, is probably getting fairly hot. So let's take a look at it with a thermal camera here. Let me see what kind of number I can get out of it. And it's too hot for the thermal camera. So yeah, it's toasty. It is toasty. Yeah, thermal cameras only have a particular range, and then they can't be used any longer. We could put a thermocouple on that to try to measure it, but let me just tell you, it's going to be toasty. It's going to be a certain number of watts, right? So we can calculate the number of watts. Power times voltage, or watts is voltage times current, right? So if we have 0.56 volts, and we have 3 amps. We have 1.68 watts, okay? So that's a 1.68 watt, so like a 2-watt resistor, right? It's going to get toasty. So the reason I mentioned this, if you're going to actually design these on a PC board, make sure that they stand up well off of the PC board, because you're not going to want to make a big charge mark on your PC board, and make sure there's nothing right next to it. And you can see these are already made with little bends. Maybe you can't see that on camera there, but they're made with little bends in the leads, so they stand up off the board. So yeah, you want to have these off the board because they are going to be toasty when they're normally used. All right, I hope that was somewhat instructive. These, like I say, are found in a lot of switching power supplies, so that's where I've stole these out of. But yeah, I should probably use them more. I don't know how expensive they are, but you'll see them in lots of switchers. Some don't have it, but you'll see them more high-end switchers. NTC stands for negative temperature coefficient. So when they get hot, the resistance goes down instead of up. That's why they're NTC. But that was Chip of the Day, NTC thermistors, power thermistors for limiting inrush current.